everyone, it's Kika back with more tips and tricks for language teachers. Alright, for today's video, I decided to talk about how to correct your students when they make a mistake when they're speaking. And there's lots of ideas about it, all the way from you should never ever correct or you should always correct, and everything in between. So I would say I'm kind of in between there, and sometimes I let things go and sometimes I do correct. And when I do, I use something that I call micro correction so that the flow of what the student is saying isn't really disturbed, or I disturb it as little as possible. And it looks something like this. So maybe the student is saying, I love sports, favorite sport is tennis. And I would say, my favorite sport. And then they would just repeat back, my favorite sport is tennis. And then they would go on. So it really doesn't disturb the flow so much. And the most important thing here is that the student doesn't feel bad that they've made a mistake. There shouldn't be any negativity connected to making mistakes, because mistakes are so important for learning anything, languages included. I have to add one thing. When I was learning Italian, I've lived here now for about 23 years. And I had one friend who wanted to be extremely helpful, and she really did help me learn a lot. But every single time I made a mistake, she would stop me, she would explain things, she would say the word, I would have to repeat the word and then repeat it again if I didn't have the pronunciation correct. And it was so frustrating. I got to the point where I didn't even want to talk around her, because I just was like, I'm not going to be able to say anything anyway. So find your balance, and you also have to be sensitive, because every student is different. Some maybe are much more they feel more ashamed to make a mistake, so then just let them go, and other ones want to be corrected more. So you kind of have to play it by ear, but definitely do use micro corrections when you do correct, and you'll see that it really helps the flow, and it's reinforcing the correct way to say things, to speak. So anyway, all right, try micro corrections. I will see you in the next video, and until then, keep laughing and learning. Bye.